So welcome to Shelter on Base, everybody. If you've tuned in maybe at this point, but maybe Cole left in all the preview stuff from before, so you know what kind of level we're all on right now. But the regular season's over, pouring out for your homies. The Giants, their season is done. 29-31. I was really hoping it'd be 30-30, but surprise team of the season, quite possibly. Before we get into this, though, make sure you like and subscribe wherever it is to this channel, because we just randomly put out episodes on there, and you never know when it's going to happen, and it'll just make your day. So there you go.
It's a gift.
Yeah. Let's clear the bases just because we'll get to some best and worst later, because I got some major beef. Raise of hands. Who's ready for robo-umps?
Do you remember that was something I said in the beginning of the season? I was like, why are we not doing robo-umps? We're doing literally everything else. You're putting a guy in second. You're doing all this bullshit. You're letting every team, except for the Giants because they're not good enough, into the playoffs. Robo-umps. Give us robo-umps. And then make them like into little like doggy and kitty shapes, because that would be fun.
No, I'm picturing like an R2-D2. I think that's what I want.
No, I don't want it to have any authoritarian power. Like, I don't want it to look intimidating.
Both those answers were so on brand. Carmen wants a cute animal, and Cole wants something from Star Wars. That was the most on brand answer we've ever had.
Yeah, the last game of the season, that was just a really shitty way to go out. Like, for an umpire to basically take control of the game. Look, I know he's a crappy like he has like a bad strike zone or whatever, but that you had even guys like Evan Longoria who are not animated when they get bad calls getting animated. You had Austin Slater from the dugout. He was it looked inappropriate what he was like trying to show.
I understand if you miss one, but I counted 4 called strike threes that were outside of the broadcast K zone in the last 3 innings. One I get, right? Everyone misses a call every now and again. But it was habitual. It was he was a habitual line stepper. It was awful. It was one I get. 4 and 3 innings is like, come on, dude. Go sell insurance or something.
Just to be devil's advocate, I guess you could say the Giants should have had it in the bag a while ago. Like, you shouldn't have to come down to a couple missed calls. It really shouldn't come down to that. I'm not saying that that is acceptable in any way, and I still want a kitty cat umpire. But I mean, let's be honest. They lost 3 in a row. You know.
Yeah,
and you kind of did it to yourself.
You gotta, if you know the umpire's calling pitches like that, you got to start swinging at those kind of pitches. But
they weren't consistent. Wasn't consistent balls and strikes. You can't swing at that if you don't know what it's going to be.
You just swing everything. Pablo Sandoval approach. You know what I mean?
Or you could just not swing at anything. Brandon Belt approach.
Ooh, I like it.
Why are you being so rude to me?
I like it. Let's go.
Let him walk. He's the walking machine. But in a sense, we got a little nostalgic with everyone, the entire season, postseason hopes coming down to not only the last game, but the last inning. It was Giants torture all over again. So I agree with you, Carmen. They did lose 3 in a row, but come on, guys, leaving it up to just normal Giants torture. I don't know. I was biting my nails. I was freaking out. I'm going to drink one now, even though this is not alcoholic. If those of you who have been following our show,
dude, I think you better clarify that, because you don't want like all the mommy shamers coming for you.
I know. Well, it's obviously like grapefruit sparkling juice.
I don't know. Kind of looks like crack cocaine.
No, yeah, it could be White Claw for sure.
That's what I'm drinking. I will say,
maybe full ground. It's fine. I'm just kidding. Go ahead, Anthony.
It felt good to watch games that mattered this late into the season. Like, even they blew the game Thursday, they blew the game on Friday, and I was angry, and I was getting a bunch of angry texts, and I kind of relished the anger for a moment. I was like, you know what? It's cool to be upset about games again. It's fun to like be angry and be mad, because the last 4 years have been bad. And even going into this year, we were saying the Giants might be bad this year. And they went down to the very last game, the very last inning, the very last strike. Granted, 8 teams got in as opposed to 5 usually. So they were on the other side of the curve. But it felt good to watch meaningful baseball again. It had been a while.
Could you imagine how hard I would have been laughed at if last year in the Xfinity Lounge at the end of the season, I had predicted the 2010 Giants season would come down to the last strike to make the playoffs? You guys would have laughed me out of the building.
I would not have believed you. I thought you would. I would probably say that you were on an edible, maybe.
Yes. I might not have been wrong, but
why are you doing that at work?
But I mean, of course, it took a lot of weirdness from the expanded playoffs to just this whole wacky season to get there. But Anthony is 1,000% right. Seeing meaningful baseball, even though we are a sub 500 team and lost 3 in a row to a team whose starters weren't even playing, it still felt good.
I wasn't ready for your tweet, Anthony, when you were just like, right after the game, you're like, guys, this was a great season. Everything. This is me pretending to like.
So here's what happened. The Padres went up like 5-1 in the 5th inning, and I was like, it's over. And like in the 5th inning, I was like, we're done, we're out. So then when they came back, it gave me hope. But I had already resigned myself to the fact that we were missing the playoffs. So I kind of had those extra 4 innings to kind of. I go through the stages of grief really quickly. What can I say?
All in one tweet, you went through it.
All in one, yeah.
But I mean,
you guys know me. I'm an optimist by nature.
I mean, I'll also say that the teams that got in, not all of them played all their games to 9 innings. So it's just like, you know what I mean? Like, I kind of still feel like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Carmen, the Cardinals didn't even play all their games.
They played
full stop,
right? Yeah.
Yes, and like the Marlins were all COVID-y, and they're like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
What are we doing here again? Like, I feel like I ask this every show, and mind you, the season's over, so it doesn't actually matter anymore. But I kind of think like, okay, if you're gonna let literally half the teams in, and then you're gonna be like, okay, like some of y'all played all your 9-inning games, some of you played some of them, some of you didn't play all of your games. Like doesn't seem super fair, does it?
I agree. I would agree with that.
Yeah. So I mean, like, who knows? What if here's a question: what if somebody gets COVID in the playoffs? Like, what happens?
Like a pinch team?
They're doing bubbles, right?
Yeah.
Are they doing bubbles?
That doesn't mean you still can't get COVID.
You can get yeah, that is true.
Yeah, so I saw someone complaining on Twitter, one of the players, that like their hotel is a bubble from the rest of the league, but there's still like the general public staying in the hotel. They could get it in the elevator from some.
I didn't know that. Is that true? I didn't hear that.
I'll pop the tweet up next to me in post.
God bless the person who does post. Cole. I mean, I don't know if they're keeping all their service people in a bubble. Are they? Like they are in the NBA?
I would imagine, right?
Who knows, right? That's what I'm saying. I don't know if it feels a little half-baked to me, but okay, good. Congratulations, everybody who made it to this sham of a post.
I think this will be cool if one of the bottom 8 teams wins the World Series.
They very well could. It's weird. Yeah. It's only the first round's only best.
Great when it's it's Miami.
Yeah.
Who got COVID? That's what's going to happen. One of the COVID-y teams, one of the gross cootie teams is going to end up winning the freaking World Series. That's what's going to happen.
No, I had a rush with COVID this weekend. You want to hear it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I was in Santa Barbara. I wanted ice cream, as I always do. And I went to McConnell's, which is like a ice cream shop, and they sell ice cream at Whole Foods and whatever. And I was like second in line and maybe like 12 feet away from the window because there's like people, you have to be 6 feet apart. This lady comes out that works in the shop, and she goes, we have to close down. Somebody has COVID in here. Basically, they found out the whole place was contaminated. So they had to shut down, switch out all the staff, and then like clean everything.
They found out while you were in line?
Yes, they shut it down while we were in line. I was like, huh? I was like, wow, I really had a brush with death right there. Because I was about to eat all the ice cream there.
Yeah, what happened to all the ice cream? Did it melt?
No, I have no idea. I just
That's your concern.
Shop.
Rocky Road and COVID. You were have caramel COVID is what you were about to have.
Caramel COVID, yeah, chocolate chip COVID.
That'll be an ice cream flavor that we'll see from Ben and Jerry soon enough.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Dairy Queen names all their ice cream flavors after natural disasters anyway. So, got the blizzard, the hurricane. It's about time.
My gosh, sorry to derail the conversation.
No worries. We always want to hear about your brushes with death.
I'm glad you're okay. Well, hopefully you're okay. You just got back yesterday, so.
I'm gonna have to test myself.
Speaking of doing cool extreme things, the Cove.
Yeah.
Swimming around in the Cove. Did anyone else see Hunter Pence take to the sea?
How else do you miss him? He was perfectly tanned, wearing a crazy print shirt, and just holding a giant sign and making lots of noise. So it's funny because I did get a text people trying to confirm whether he would be in the Cove. And I was like, this emoji.
That's a yes. So it was a yes.
Yeah, you might as well do the zip
Stop
mouth.
saying yes.
You knew.
I don't know. But I mean, like, you know, I think I wanted to respect his privacy. I think he wanted to kind of roll up or whatever. But it's nice to see Hunter Pence fulfilling his promise of being a Giants fan right away.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like he's going to have a lot of fun in retirement. I feel like he's going to be just as fun, just as popular. He's still going to be in the headlines. We're still going to see what he's up to. Like, I would imagine he's going to be on Twitch and he's going to be doing all sorts of things. So even though he's retired as a player, I would imagine that, you know, maybe like Giants pre-post or something like that.
Because he's an interesting guy and people want to know what he's up to. He's fun. He's interesting. He's a good Giant.
Yeah.
Forever Giant.
We should make that a saying. Good Giant.
Good Giant. Yeah.
Hey, should we give the Giants social team some props for not using #ForeverGiant when Jeff Samardzija got the boot?
Oh.
They just said thank you, Shark, and I was like, you've learned and you've grown.
Not everyone's forever Giant.
Yeah, not everyone's
Everyone is.
Wait to pick your battles.
I do miss our Triples Alley shows when we were like Scooter Jeanette, forever Giant.
Literally fucking everyone.
Be like a random person, forever Giant.
Brooks Conrad, forever Giant.
Yeah, we had him for 4 games, forever Giant.
Forever Giant.
So yeah, I will
Forever Giant.
Give them props, right? They learned. They stopped doing it. They took the feedback.
You, Giant social team.
So now that regular season's over with, and we were all highly in doubt that this season was even going to finish. Season finished. There's postseason now happening. Was this worth making it all happen? Anthony, your thoughts?
I like that I'm going first because I was very negative, Nancy. Like, we shouldn't do this. Everyone should stay home. I've been the COVID coward of the 4 of us. I've left my house probably 4 times in the last 6 months. It was nice having normalcy. You know, it was nice seeing the park, seeing the jerseys. It was nice hearing Kruk and Kuiper, Amy G. It was nice talking to you guys. You know, this last 6 months have sucked. They have not been fun with everything that's been going on in the world. So just a little slice of this is how life used to be was nice. There were some COVID cases in the MLB. Luckily, nothing too serious, it seems. I know the Boston pitcher, Eduardo Rodriguez, has the COVID when your heart enlarges. I don't know the medical term, but one of the side effects of COVID, that really sucks. I hope he'll be okay. But for the most, a lot of players that do have it, Kenley Jansen, Jesus Luzardo, they're fine. There don't seem to be any side effects. So I still stand by my decision that we probably shouldn't have done it, but I'm glad that we did do it.
Cole, how do you feel?
I'm glad we had baseball. It really made this feels weird to say, the second half of COVID so far feel very different from the first half. We had something almost to aspire to. Like, look at these people running around doing their jobs outside, huh? I wish I could live that normal life. But I also wonder how much sports coming back, and now some of the football teams thinking they can have fans, and the college football teams thinking have fans, set us back nationally in terms of COVID. Like, I'm glad we had this, and baseball seemed to have done it very responsibly. But as one of the first leagues to come back, I wonder if they open the doors for other leagues to not take it responsibly.
Well, we were criticizing them for not doing it responsibly because these players were being idiots and still going out and doing whatever they wanted to do, you know?
Totally. Yeah, I guess I was thinking more like just not having fans in the stadiums and stuff, but you're totally right. Having guys fly cross country and stay in hotels and all that, you know, it worked, and I'm glad it worked well, but I do fear maybe it made other people too comfortable thinking they could do things as well. Just to have a differing opinion than Anthony.
That's a great point, Cole. I didn't think about that. That was a really good point.
As he drinks his Pacific. Carmen.
I don't think it was worth it. I don't know. Like, I'm with Cole in the sense that, like, yeah, it's nice to have, but like, we don't deserve nice things as a nation. Look, we are so individualistic and only care about ourselves and have no consideration for our fellow community. I don't think we have earned the right to do it. If I was at like a arcade and I was playing games trying to get tickets to win back sports, I don't have enough tickets. Do you know what I mean? Like, I can just.
You should play skee ball.
Yeah, I could just get the eraser for my pencil. That's all I can earn for myself. Yeah, but I've earned like a pack of cards. I have not earned the right for baseball to come back, or any other sport for that matter. And by me, I mean America. So like, I kind of don't feel that way. I've also been a little more like not engaged with the game because of that, and also because of other things. Like, it just doesn't hold the same gusto. Yeah. Knowing that my mind is just occupied with like other things, as I've mentioned on a lot of episodes. So like, for me, if it didn't happen, it would have sucked. And I understand a lot of people make their living on being able to play baseball, and the people who support baseball, they also make a living on that. So I get that, and I think that's important and shouldn't be kind of diminished. But for me personally, like, it was just a hard pill to swallow, knowing what people are going through. And I don't think we've earned this distraction. I don't think we should be given a distraction, because we're clearly not taking it seriously to begin with. Nobody's gonna like me after this.
Damn, now I feel like my answer was really not good.
No,
after you and Cole went, I'm like, I had fun, and you guys are like, oh, now I feel bad. Now I feel like
Anthony, take solace in this. Carmen's answer would be different if the Giants made the playoffs.
No, they wouldn't. They would. Did you? I don't want to like expose myself, but like, I didn't watch a lot of baseball at all. So
that's true. I'll give you that.
She only hopped on when she knew that Brandon Belt was doing well, and she just wanted to contribute to the.
Not even then. Like, he's gonna be pissed when he knows that, because everybody's like, "Where's Carmen?" when stuff would happen, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, good job, Brandon Belt." Like, I how that went.
Oh yeah, great job.
Yeah, whatever you did, good job, sweetie.
So now with the Giants being out, we don't have our team to root for this asterisk postseason. Who are you rooting for?
Not
Carmen,
not the Dodgers, even though Cole wrote that in the rundown.
You named your cat after a Dodgers player.
That is true. Shares the name.
Kershaw Q. His name is John Clayton Q. Anyways, nobody understands.
I want to see a birth certificate. Okay.
Yeah, long form.
His birth certificate says like Scottish fold number 3. Like, it's. So anyways, I'm going to go, because everybody picked before I got there, but I'm going to go with the Braves, because our man, Pablo Sandoval, postseason hero, is on the postseason roster, I think, or about to be on the postseason roster. I saw some tweets about that, and I would love to be able to cheer him on.
Absolutely.
Because he got kind of, he got DFA'd, and I'm sure that wasn't fun, and he got picked up almost right away. And now he's going postseason. It all works out in the end. So I like that kind of storyline. So I'm going to go with the Braves, even though fuck the chop and fuck that racist shit. But
so you're going with Pablo Sandoval's Atlanta team.
Yeah. The Atlanta baseball team.
Yeah. Like, fuck the Braves. Like, as an organization who refuses to get rid of their racist. Whatever.
So Carmen's going with her love of Panda. Cole, I think you're going with your roots. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm going to go my Wisconsin roots. I'm going the Brew Crew. They're the team that took our spot in the postseason. Yep. So, if I squint a little, maybe I'm rooting for the Giants in that scenario. But also the Brewers going on means the Dodgers get bounced in the first round, which would be great. And I'm really hoping for a comeback season for Christian Yelich, because I do very much like him. I know Carmen's like a Yelich stan.
Yeah.
And he's been struggling this year, so he's a guy I root for, and I'd love to see him start to turn that around and do good things.
Good answer, Cole. Good answer.
Oh, okay. And like I said before, I want to see one of the worst teams who barely snuck their asses in there.
Just win it all.
Yeah.
Win it all.
COVID-free.
Well, a team that did not sneak in there is the one across the bay, and apparently Anthony. That's the team.
As Cole
as
Cole christened me, I think 2 shows ago, I'm the A's guy. The A's guy of the 4 of us.
Nobody likes the A's guy.
I'm not an A's hater. I'm not one of those Giants fans. I have a lot of friends and family who love the A's, so I'm rooting for them. I want them to do well. I covered the A's the last 3 years. They're great guys. They're really nice. They're sweethearts. Know a lot of people in the organization, so I'm rooting for the A's. Want them to do well. I'm pulling for them, but
eat my butt.
I have an honorable mention. I do have an honorable mention.
I was wondering how she was going to get this in there.
I have a shocking honorable mention. Everyone hates the Astros. The Astros suck. They cheated. But if they do make a run, that means Dusty Baker gets a title. And Dusty Baker, longtime Giants manager. The one bittersweet thing about the Giants winning all those World Series was that the guys like Bonds, Kent, Aurelia, Dusty, those guys didn't win with JT Snow. Those guys didn't win one. I've always kind of rooted for Dusty to get his. So if Houston wins, I'll be mad because they cheated and they won another one. But it means Dusty will have gotten one. So the A's, I'm mostly pulling for. But if the Astros win, I wouldn't mind that either.
2 terrible picks. Therese?
No, I have to agree with Anthony on that second one. Like, the Astros winning the World Series, the Astros winning the 2020 World Series would be just the perfect cap on this shit show of a year. like it wouldn't even be bad like the Dodgers winning. It would just be like, Jesus Christ, can you believe this year?
Therese, where are you going to go?
Put that on Dusty, Anthony. Don't put this asterisk year on Dusty Baker. Gosh.
Sorry, Dusty. Therese, who you got?
That. I'm going to go with the team that I picked is going to be the biggest surprise this season.
You did say that, didn't you?
Padres.
Yeah.
Episode 1, yeah.
I'm going Padres. Might as well stick with the California team, and if your Brew Crew can't do it there, Cole, then at least hopefully the Padres will be the ones to eliminate the Dodgers, and how awesome would that be?
Yeah.
They hate them as much as we do. Padres are the middle child that's I hate you too, but no one pays attention to me. That kind of a thing. Maybe not a middle child, but the kid that's forgotten that is always trying to get in the fight.
Watching them this weekend, they're just so good. They just mashed the ball. They just got so many good players on that team.
They're called Mash Diego. What is it called?
Slam Diego. Yeah, Mash Diego works better. I'm gonna start.
I like Mash Diego.
Mash Diego.
They're really good.
Called it.
Sounds like a dish at a Mexican restaurant, like the mash.
Yeah, we're gonna have the mash. It sounds like you're going to a place where they have Irish and Mexican food that you don't want to eat. I'll have the mash Diego. Thank you.
I think I've been to a place like that in North Beach.
Seriously?
Cool.
No, it was Indian Irish. It was Indian Irish.
I don't get all your jokes, but I like them. I just like the delivery of them, even though I don't understand.
Let's quickly do some best and worst of the season overall. And since the Giants are not in the postseason, let's start off with some worst. I don't know. Anthony, you want to be Captain Obvious?
Yeah, I'll be Captain Obvious. When you're 29-31 and you literally miss the playoffs by 1 game, you just kind of think of all the games the bullpen blows. I can think of 4 or 5 just off the top of my head where it's if we had just won that one game, we would literally be in like our boy Chris Traeger, because this was the year I watched Parks and Rec finally.
Literally, they're taking it off Netflix. You got in there right in time.
Right in time. So the bullpen blowing close games, I know it's unfair to blame it on the bullpen because they're the ones that wear it because you see it happening. But just so many close games it looked like they had in hand that just got away from them. I mean, I can think of 4 or 5 off the top of my head. And
are you going to talk about the meme?
The what?
Are you going to talk about the meme that you popped in the rundown?
I popped that in the rundown.
That wasn't me.
I was gonna. It's it was just because I was trolling Anthony because he was the one that texted all of us and was just like, "You can't be a racist and not a loser."
I guess that's technically right.
Yeah, I may have sent a very angry text to the group thread that I didn't want to.
I was hoping you had a few, White Claws in you.
But I'll get another one. I'll say it right. Hold on. Let me get a White Claw.
I'll crack a new one.
Yeah, you grab the Cole, hopefully, or whoever does post. And pop this in there. And it's the reason the Giants are in the playoffs this year.
Sam Coonrod, who didn't kneel for Black Lives Matter, which we talked about, is the same one who gave up the home run. And it's like, dude, you can't do both. Like, you got to pick one. And I feel really bad saying that.
Oh, I don't know. Hopefully he has learned many valuable lessons this season, you know?
Yeah.
I think it was a very like Farhan thing to do. Like, I think no matter what though, they were going to throw him in that situation, like put him in there. Let's see what he does. And let's see if he has any cojones or just has what it takes.
Not that night. He didn't have it that night, but
no, he was shaking off Bart left and right. Like, he did not want to be out there. I don't know.
That was a rough out. Gott had like 3 blown saves in a row. That was a rough. The ones against Oakland, those were rough. You're thinking about all these games. Like, if we just won one, we'd be in the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, especially since the offense actually came alive this year, you know, for a team that was actually producing runs. Cole, what was your biggest beef with this season?
I think it was the rule changes. I know a lot of those were necessary for this weird shortened season, the 7-inning doubleheaders, the universal DH, the extra innings fuckery. But I think more than anything, my beef with those things is the fear that they're here to stay.
The universal DH, I think, is going to be here for a while. I think that's here to stay. Yeah. Yeah,
and I think seeing a pitcher hit in that last game for the Padres kind of sealed the deal for fans. Like, that was whack. You know, and it's different when it's not happening. It's not Bumgarner. It's not happening, 3 times a game. Yeah. It's, it just seeing it as a little novelty, not fun. I think universal DH is here to stay. What do you guys think of the runner on second rule? Like, that was super weird, but I'm seeing online, like, some fans are saying it made extra innings more exciting. It made it more like a sudden death kind of hockey thing. So people are warm to these changes, much warmer than I expected. And, we could be looking at a very different type of baseball in the next couple of years.
The only one that I would totally be pissed off about staying is all these teams getting in the postseason. You should not have a team sub 500 making it in the postseason. That is such donkey balls.
I think they'll go back.
Yeah, that's some 2020 shit.
That's some 2020 bullshit. Okay, fine. Let everybody into this bullshit season. It doesn't matter. Whatever. You're just trying to create entertainment at this point. But if you want any integrity to the postseason, then you better fix that shit. Well, that's my message.
Baseball has always been the one sport that's allowed the least amount of teams, 5 aside. I mean, NBA has 8 aside, NHL has 8 aside, and not for nothing, the Giants wouldn't have been in contention if it wasn't for 8 teams. So maybe the leagues go, hey, there's more interest. There's more excitement.
I hate all of your answers today.
I'm not saying that. I don't want.
Was that your worst? Is Anthony your worst, Carmen?
Anthony's fucking mad.
I don't want 8 teams. I don't want 8 teams, but we know it's all about capitalism and corporate. They go, hey, more teams in the playoffs.
No other league plays as many games as a baseball.
That's the other point.
So you should have a good idea who sucks and who doesn't suck at a certain point, right? You reach that threshold. Those are the good teams. Those are the whatever. But I just don't see the point in doing that and just opening it up and having a free for all like a Thunderdome. I'm not into it.
Cole and I agree on a lot. I feel like Cole and I agree on too much, but I like the universal DH, man. I like it. It's fun. It's another player that can play. It's more offense. Like, the pitcher spot's not automatic out anymore.
Expected from an A's fan.
I'm so
fucking A's guy over here talking about the
worst.
Eat my butt.
Got him. Carmen, besides Anthony being your worst, what's your worst?
Anthony's not my worst. I love him. But I miss seeing the minor league teams this year. We got to see some of them in a big league situation. Joey Part was obviously the biggest name for the Giants, but I like minor league ball. I like seeing a guy get hot in AAA, then get a shot. That whole narrative is one of the reasons I love baseball so much. And without it this year, it was sad. Also, where does this leave everybody next year? All these minor league players who haven't really played at all this year. It just is it's a little sad. I also know they don't get paid a lot of money. So where does this put them? A lot of them will have to make some tough choices about whether they continue their career or they keep at it. So I think one of the biggest bummers of this year was really how these minor leaguers have been affected. Obviously, I think some of them were paid a little bit, but like it's clearly not enough. First of all, it's not enough in general if they, were playing. But especially in hard times like these, like it really breaks my heart to know that these players not only don't get to shoot the stars for their dreams, but they also aren't getting paid or appreciated in any way. So that's my worst. Sorry to be a bummer this whole show.
You're not a bummer. Let's spin it with some positive stuff.
That was a sweet answer.
Huh?
That was a sweet answer from Carmen.
Oh, thanks. Not often very.
And your heart grew 2 sizes.
Anthony, the first thing that made me think of is who's the football guy that the A's drafted?
Oh, Kyler Murray.
Yeah, he made the right fucking pick.
Yeah, he sure did.
Buddy. Although we'll see his health.
Who's the football guy the A's drafted? Oh my God, Cole.
Everybody knows the thing.
I love that. That's Cole's gimmick is like just baseball. That's it.
Yeah.
The only sport I watch is just baseball. I love that. That's his gimmick.
Baseball, Olympics.
Yeah, that's it.
Winter Olympics for you. Some bests. Let's turn it back because there were some bests this year.
Therese, I'm gonna flip it. Let's start with you because I feel like you have the main guy.
I have the main one. I was surprised that I got to pick him. Why not? Everyone, just do yes.
Yeah.
You want some offense? Yes. You want some splash hits? Yes. You want someone that's a team leader? Yes.
You want somebody who respects Black Lives Matter? No.
I mean, how do you not love Yaz? I already loved the guy when he was doing so great last year and the story behind him and everything. But then this year, the production that he just was, I really wish we had a full season so we got to see a full year of what Yaz could really do.
Yazzed all over the place.
I definitely was that mom that was like looking on Fanatics for toddler size Yaz jerseys.
I think we can do that for you. I
don't even think the name would fit on the onesie. It's
he's not a baby anymore. He's like a miniature person.
You can just have Yazcat. Just put Yazcat up.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
You should make him be the Yazcat for Halloween.
No.
Oh my God. Yes.
I'll just post it on Twitter and then everyone can be like, got it.
Maybe I could make my cat the Yazcat. All I need is a cat-sized mask of Mike Yastrzemski, right?
Oh my God.
Yeah, you can print one of those out.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Cole, you can too.
Well, yeah, I could too. You know what my beef with Yaz is?
You have beef?
You do.
Well, like, it's not his fault, but my beef is like, he's my age. Like, I want to see this dude doing this at 22 and dominating the league for the next 10 years.
You blame the Orioles for never giving him a fucking chance.
For just letting him languish in, like, fucking Baltimore.
Bird team.
Yeah, Farhan got him for nothing. He got him for like a bag of Funyuns and an A&W root beer, and now he's the face of the franchise. Like,
that's amazing. Wow.
Shout out Farhan.
I think Sean Jordan tweeted, like, remember, Farhan got this guy for a guy named Van Vlerp.
Yeah.
Some shit like
that. My problem with Mike Yastrzemski is he's not Brandon Belt, my best. Look at my guy doing better than his career average.
Carmen officially won the belt wars this year.
I was just like, listen, like I said, I was pretty checked out, but I knew when to check in. And that was, he was hot. And I thought it was going to be like a real bad situation when he started off the season on the DL, the IL, whatever it's called at this point. But he really picked it up. And I was actually listening to Mark Willard's show, and people were still calling in to complain about him.
Oh,
they just don't like him. That's the thing. They just don't like him. But you can no longer say that he's not an effective baseball player because his numbers say otherwise. He hit over 300 average this year, and his OPS was bananas. So, like, tell me this man can't hit. Yes, he can.
Yes, he can.
Carmen, I teased you in the group chat. I said Brandon Belt would have the best year of his career in the pandemic shortened season. Of course, it's the most Brandon Belt thing ever, unfortunately, that his best year is in a 60 game.
Yeah, I'm sure he knows that too. He's probably like, God damn it. And it's still, in a shortened season, he didn't get to pitch. So I'm still waiting on that to check that off my Brandon Belt bingo card.
Yeah, Belt was awesome.
Anthony, I really hope you're going with your best is your man crush that you've developed over the past month.
Wilmer Flores.
Yeah,
I don't recognize that name.
Even in the opening day
Is your wife in the room? Does she know about this relationship?
Keep it down. She's 2 rooms away.
Does she yell at you? No.
Wilmy, as Carmen affectionately refers to him,
Wilmy.
wasn't even in the starting lineup on opening day. Basically just got so hot they had to play him. 12 home runs this year, which I did the math, equals 32. Equals 32 in a 162 game season, which would have been the first 30 home run season since 2004. He was just awesome. And
he played in 2004.
Barry Bonds, the real love of my life.
Put him in the Hall of Fame. That's when you gotta do your thing.
And he, Wilmer Flores, what was I was in the middle. Oh my God, I lost it. He was really good. And he always had a big hit. Like it always seems like he had the clutch hit. He had the big hit against the freaking Padres the other day that we ended up blowing. Like I'm on the team. But he was the guy I wanted up with the game.
What about his defense?
We don't have to talk about that. You don't have to worry about his defense because he hits the piss out of the ball.
That's right. They call him Wilmy Barrels, not Wilmy Leathers.
So Wilmy's.
Are you going with Cole? Who are you going with? Are you doing Donnie Barrels then?
I'm not.
Or are you
if
going
Anthony's going with his man crush, I get to go with mine.
All right.
Yeah. Well, Gabe the Babe.
Welcome to the Gabe Kapler experience, everyone.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
I know people are down on him because we got spoiled with Bruce Bochy managing bullpens, but not only managing bullpens, but like having one of the best relief cores, the core 4 in baseball. So, I'm sure if Gabe had that, we'd be in the playoffs right now. But it was a great year. The Giants way overperformed. Farhan got some steals, and I think Gabe, from what I read from the players after the season, it seemed like they all adjusted and started to warm up to his style. I loved it as a fan. He came on our show, which he could have won 0 games.
Come on our show.
My best of the season.
Yeah, Carmen.
Asked us to come on the show.
That's true.
He did not invite him.
He invited him.
Always.
Hey, long time watcher, first time caller.
He wanted to talk to us about Bay Area hip hop.
Yeah,
that's why he wanted to be on the show. That's legitimately why he wanted to be on the show.
Shout out Gabe Kapler. Yeah, he can go 0 for 162 next year.
Or as Cole likes to call him,
Gabe the Babe.
Gabe the Babe.
We
Gabe Kapler.
Yeah,
we should shout out Donnie Barrels though. We should shout out Donovan Solano. No one said him, but he was great this year too.
Yeah,
I want to remind everyone that in Boch's first year, the Giants went 71 and 91, which was winning percentage-wise way worse than the Giants went this year in Gabe's first year. So statistically, we're in for a good next 10 years.
Wow.
I just did the math. 29 and 31 is 78 wins in 162 seasons. That's not bad. That would have been bad. That would have been bad.
Look, you remember at the beginning of what was it, August, when they went through that losing little series?
Yeah, we
everyone was calling for Kapler. Like, what is he doing? He doesn't know what he's doing. And now everyone's like, Gabe is the best. Like,
he had no Buster Posey.
No,
yeah.
He had to manage around a pandemic where every player checked in at a very specific time. Nobody was allowed to hang out. How is he even supposed to get to know these guys in a pandemic? You know what I'm saying? Like, he did the best with what he could, and I respect it. And also, he knelt during Black Lives Matter, and to me, that does mean something to me. Like, I know it doesn't have anything to do with the game, technically, even though I think it's intertwined. But as a new leader who he knew his name was on the line, regardless, he took the chance to do something that's very unpopular, and he knelt anyways. He didn't know how the team was going to react. He didn't know how the fans were going to react. He didn't know how the front office was going to react. He did something that I really respect, which was he stuck to his beliefs, and he stood up for what he believed in. Like, how can I not be cool with that? That is a leader to me.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a preview of what Gabe Kapler is going to be for this organization for years to come. He's not always going to do what the mass majority thinks he should be doing. He's going to do with what he's going to go with what he thinks is best. So, you know what? I welcome it. I welcome it.
I agree. I do want to play devil's advocate for a second, kind of. I heard a lot of people say on Giants Twitter that they didn't like how he managed the bullpen. But I'm going to defend Gabe and say the bullpen wasn't that great anyway. There was no backline. Trevor Gott blew 3 straight games. I mean, he had to get a new closer in there. There was no really dominant ninth inning end of the bullpen.
It was a new rule this year. The pitchers had to face 3 batters. That was different than what he's done before.
People saying that Gabe didn't manage the bullpen well, he didn't really have a lot to manage. Like, there wasn't a lot of options down there. So I'm gonna give Gabe a pass.
I agree.
All these people, they complain about this because we had Bochy from before, who managed a bullpen like a pro.
And also, there's no Brian Wilson back there. There's no Sergio Romo back there. There's no Rod Beck back there.
There's no Jared Palmer. None of those.
They didn't have that this season. Not saying they can't next year, or one of the guys there right now can't be that, but they didn't have a solid guy in the bullpen this season.
Can I say something just to rile everyone up before we move on to the next topic?
We're not riled up already, but go ahead.
Melanson had the best ERA he's had in years, better than any year with the Giants.
Mark Melancone, my favorite.
And Pomeranz had a great year too with San Diego.
Drew Pomeranian. They all have nicknames.
But you know who got a hit off of him?
Wilmy.
Yeah.
You know who didn't have a good season? Madison Bumgarner. You know who the Giants let walk? Madison Bumgarner.
Yeah, that was a win. That was a win.
Can you imagine how much of a fire would be under Farhan's ass if he had signed Bumgarner for that amount?
Yeah,
and all the writers were coming for his head right now.
No, it couldn't have worked. It wouldn't have worked. Nobody wanted it, including Madison Bumgarner.
I kind of feel a kinship for Farhan because that dude loves shopping in the bargain bin. That guy loves the clearance rack.
I know this.
Anyone that he can get for cheap.
Carmen, he's not talking about Nordstrom Rack. He's talking about like the baseball.
I'm talking about players. Like yeah.
I thought you were kind of cool. Know that I'm.
Oh yeah, I ran into him at Nordstrom. Yeah.
Nordstrom Rack.
I ran into Farhan.
By this. I'm glad you picked up on that, Cole.
I ran into Farhan.
All the confusion.
Okay.
Oh, geez.
Now you know I really haven't watched a lot of baseball.
He shops in the bargain bin? I didn't know this.
Nordstrom Rack? He buys J. Crew?
Yeah, he's a Maxinista.
Oh, my God. Leave it in.
Yeah, he takes flyers on guys. He throws stuff at walls and see if it sticks. That's what happened with Yaz. That's what happened with Solano. It's what happened with Wilmer Flores. So he, and I think I can relate to that because I actually do shop at Nordstrom Rack and buy the shirt and tie combos for $24.99. So shout out Farhan Zaidi.
Who shops at Nordstrom Rack.
Who shops at
Let's pretend
this episode is brought to you by Nordstrom Rack. It's the Nordstrom with the rackets.
When you need a dress shirt for really, really cheap, Nordstrom Rack.
Let's pretend you are Farhan for a second and you're wearing your Nordstrom Rack outfit. You get to bring a free agent back that you had this year. Who would you bring back?
I said Drew Smiley because I think he's nothing to write home about, but he was consistent. And the Giants are rebuilding. You can call it what it is because they almost made the playoffs, but so did everyone. They're still working things out. So I don't think there's a need to necessarily get the best of the best right now because it's just not going to be helpful. There's a lot of pieces missing.
Yeah.
So let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater or whatever they say.
That is what they say.
Yeah, that is what they say, Grandma.
I don't know why they say it, but they do say that.
Really weird phrase.
Oh my God.
But I'm just saying, I chose him as an arbitrary placeholder for don't spend too much money on any one person, but also focus on pitching.
I like.
Does anybody disagree?
I like that. The 4 other free agents, they only have 4 unrestricted free agents, or 5, which isn't a lot. So they're bringing basically everyone back. Smiley, who you mentioned, also Gossman, Watson, Cahill, and Ruff. And they're all pretty cheap. So I'd imagine they're going to bring them all back. Gossman had a really good year. He was probably their best starter, but he made $9 million this year. And we mentioned Nordstrom Rack Zaidi, and that's probably going to be a little too much for J. Crew Farhan. That's so mad. I hope that doesn't catch on.
I literally
said that. That was bad.
I don't even know where my brain was.
I hope they're going to get so. I hope the Giants organization doesn't watch this. They're going to get so.
I really hope Gabe is watching this and he is like, "Yep, he does shop at Nordstrom Rack." How do you know?
Well,
So-
my pick is Darren Ruff. I think he's the, he bat like 275. He was a solid guy at the plate. He came up with some big hits. I don't know. I think we can get him cheap. I think he fits the mold for what the Giants are looking for. Send it.
$563,000. That's how much he made this year. So that is, I would imagine.
Tax in the contract.
Yeah.
That is like less than the president pays in taxes.
Oh, yes.
Oh, we're going there. Okay.
We went there.
I think we've already gone there when I started to tell people to eat my butt. So
The debate is the day that this comes out. So, we'll see what happens.
Even better.
That's true.
Yeah.
One fun superlative, or maybe two if we can. Biggest surprise this season besides Farhan shopping at Nordstrom Rack.
I said Oracle Park. Who knew that
People
offense
could hit
could
there.
be fun? Who knew we can score so many runs? Usually when the Giants are down 5-1 in the seventh, you're turning the game off, and that's when they just start going. They said it's
Don't
because
turn the game off after the 7th inning.
They said it's because scientifically because they close the peepholes in right field. Because there are no fans.
Like closed.
They close. They close the. You know what I mean? They close. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Did I say that wrong?
No, I'm just gonna let you. I'm gonna let you explain. They closed peepholes.
Peepholes or whatever the keyhole, what do you call it, right? Where you can watch for free.
That made the difference.
No, I mean, they're not at like a strip club, the 25-cent, like where you put it in the thing.
How would you know that, Anthony? After an A's game, you like to stop.
I've seen a movie, or I've watched movies. So it's in movies.
I watch movies. That's what they all say.
I hate you guys. You guys are the worst. Anyway, don't let people watch for free. Keep them closed. They can watch it on TV. Keep the peepholes closed. No peepholes.
Close the peepholes. Anthony is anti-people.
I'm anti-peephole.
Oh
This is what happens when we drink, by the
I
way.
almost spit out my white.
I'm 100% sober here, and this is hilarious.
Oh, jeez.
Anybody else have a surprise? For
Do
the
you have a surprise?
You what?
Do you have a surprise, Therese?
I lost it, but so go ahead, Cole. You had an idea.
Mine was just how quickly I saw fans. I mean, my Giants fanness. I'm not really keeping my ear to the ground that much, but I go on Giants Twitter pretty much 24 hours a day, and seeing how quickly they turned on Joey Bart this year.
Yeah.
This guy was pretty much up here to get some glorified swings since the minor leagues weren't happening, and face some big league pitching. And as soon as he started to struggle, the fans were after him. So that disappointed me a little. And I think having Buster up here to mentor him next year is going to be a really big deal. I think Brandon Crawford had a quote where he said something similar, but that was my surprise/disappointment. I guess a negative surprise, which wasn't really the connotation of the question, but yeah, that's what surprised for me.
Give me whatever you want.
Yeah,
Carmen.
leave Bart alone. It was basically a redshirt year for Bart.
Yeah, we need Bart to be on the team long enough for fans to be in the seats so we can have Bart hats like Anthony
Bart
wants.
train hats. I want one so bad. I don't know if it should be horizontal or this way. Which way do you think the train should go?
But probably facing towards Oakland, right? Because that's where you.
I'm going to throw this White Claw at your face on my laptop.
That's what I wanted to happen all along. Oh God, that was a good one. Okay.
You got me on that one.
I'm surprised the Giants didn't come in last. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I think they expected to come in last, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
So like the fact that they weren't last in the NL West, like, bravo. Like, that's pretty good, for what they were working with, for Buster not being around, for a new manager, for a pandemic. I'll take that. I'll take third place. We basically made the Diamondbacks throw in the towel.
Yeah.
That was great.
That was pretty great. Like,
Yeah.
listen, I'm pretty pleased with what I saw in terms of expectations. Anybody who's disappointed this season has forgotten what we were working with. This was all a surprise. Nobody could have predicted Wilmy was going to do what he did. Nobody could have predicted that Donovan Solano.
Yeah.
Nobody could have predicted Yastrzemski would be as good as he's been. Brandon Belt finally having the season he deserves, or whatever people are saying. But nobody could have predicted that. So, like, if you're not just happy with what we have, then I can't believe it, because this team was not supposed to be in contention at all.
They exceeded expectations by a lot.
100%.
Yeah. My surprise was I was going to say the offense this year. Like, who knew a team that is a history of being like a good pitching franchise, pitching ballpark, and now all of a sudden they have bats. They have bats, they have offense, and now we don't have pitching, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. Offense is more exciting anyways. So,
I've got another surprise.
Oh, okay.
Dubon almost getting a splash hit.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it went off the pole, so it didn't go in the water, but it was on track for the water 100%. I would have never put him on the list of guys who are going to be on the splash hit tally board on Wikipedia.
Oh, no.
He might be the first right-hander to do it.
Anthony almost disowned him.
Oh.
Wait, what? Oh.
Yeah.
You got to keep that in the group chat, Carmen. Literally.
Nothing to say.
I said one maybe neutral thing about Dubon, and then he homered that night. So maybe it was me. Maybe I
was the one that was like, "Are you over Dubon still?" And you were like, "Bah."
I was like, no, I love him. I've never said a bad thing about him ever. I love him.
All right. Well, let's wrap this up with grading Gabe Kapler in his season and how everything went. Who thinks they have the lowest grade? Raise your hand.
Probably me.
Probably Carmen.
Probably me.
All right, Carmen, let's start with the lowest grade. Go ahead.
Plus, I'm a tough grader, though.
Okay.
So I'll
Are
say
you grading
that.
on a curve?
I'm
Because
grading
it was a shortened season.
Yeah, well, it's passing. To me, it's passing, right? And I'm not saying that that's not where he's meant to be at this moment. Like, I actually think he's on track to becoming an A-plus manager because, like, everybody starts somewhere. Oh, I'm sorry if you hear that. My cat is sneezing.
Okay, Cole's writing stuff in the rundown that his batteries are about to run out. So
keep going. Get the charger. Get the charger.
Just whatever. C+. But
yeah, I'm getting a charger.
Black Lives Matter. Like, I like that he, again, like, I'll say it again. He showed me leadership, and he showed me that he's grown from what happened with the Dodgers organization, that everybody was very up in arms with, rightfully so. But I think he's learned from it and grown, and that's all you can ask from any person, especially a leader. I want a leader who can change and evolve over time, and he has shown me that he can do that. So I'm pleased. C+.
C+. All right, so higher than a C+ would be in the B range.
I'll go B-. I think the Giants exceeded expectations, and I think some of that credit has to go to the manager and the coaching staff. I think he did about the best he could have done with the group that he had, with the squad that he had. So I'll go B-. And also to Carmen, he's a guy who stood up for what he believed in. He seems like he's a good leader of men. And I think that goes a long way.
Women or non.
Thank you. It was a phrase. You're right. Thank you for correcting me. But I'll go B-.
Guys, gals, and non-binary pals.
Yes, non-binary friends.
Are you gonna go B for Babe Kapler, Cole? Is that where you're gonna go?
A+ for abs.
I was gonna go B+. Is that higher or lower than you?
I was gonna go B or B-. So that's higher than me because I agree with Anthony, and I agree with Carmen. I think there's more room to grow for Gabe. I think he exceeded expectations. Passing grade for him. I look forward. I'm giving him a B- or a B because I want to see more. I want to see more improvement. Hopefully this is fuel for the fire. Obviously,
there's room to improve. There's certainly room to improve.
Yeah, but you're going B+ because he's your guy.
I'm going B+ because he's my guy, but I'm also going you remember having a math problem in high school and one of the options was always needs more information. Like if they really were trying to fuck with you, that was an option.
What a throwback, Cole.
Yeah. So like we've talked about at large this whole year, this season does not give us a good indication of a single thing. I mean, this is his first year with the team. Not only is he getting to know these guys, but he's getting to know them in the weirdest situation ever. None of them are mentally right during COVID. Let's be honest. Even the most upbeat, bulletproof kind of dude is off in 2020. They're not seeing their family as much, not going out as much, not getting their favorite pregame food. Guys just aren't themselves this year, and Gabe's having to wrangle them, get to know them, play their strengths and weaknesses. And despite all of that, he put the team in contention down to the final stretch. So I think my grade for the Giants would be lower than my grade for Gabe, and I'm giving Gabe a B+.
Oh, I hope you guys get together one day.
Okay, when you're watching this, just remember, we all like you. Please come back on our show.
We love you. I still want to do this.
You guys can't be giving him C's and expecting him to come on and cook steak.
I didn't give him a C.
I give a C+. I'm Asian. I'm a hard grade. This is an Asian report card. That's pretty much like an A in white people school.
Damn. That's the conversion rate?
Yeah.
Asian C is a white A.
Checks out.
Actually, yes.
Before we go, I'll do the gushy, emotional, sensitive thing, where this was awesome. I had so much fun with the four of you guys.
Sweet little angel.
Yeah.
Thank you to everyone who watched, who liked, who subscribed, who listened, who double tapped us. This was fun. It's fun just talking shit and talking baseball. And as I mentioned earlier, this year sucks. But to have this and to watch baseball meant a lot. It was fun, and I hope we can when it calls. I hope we can continue to do this in the off season. And hopefully, we'll fucking be on TV next season.
Yeah, if you want that, I don't know what to do, but make a sign, send it to the TV station.
Send
the sign.
I don't know. I fucking thought Farhan shopped at Nordstrom.
We're completely off the rails.
And on that note, this has been fun for Shelter on Base with the Triple Alley crew. I'll say it. I don't care.
Yeah, no, but Therese is right. Let's wrap this up. My edible's kicking in.
He's lying. He's kidding. He's totally joking.
It's legal, man.
Oh my God. But this is it. I mean, this wraps up the Giants season, but we'll still talk baseball because, there's other teams that are still playing and stuff's going to happen because if we all know Farhan, there's going to be interesting off season. So we'll be back with more stuff, and we're just going to leave it on that freeze frame of Cole and his Tommy Boy hairdo that's going on right now. Thanks so much for watching, subscribing. You guys are awesome. I miss all of you, and I miss actually giving you all real hugs.
Put Barry in the Hall of Fame.
That's my line.
The Hall of Fame.
Took my line.